And our guest today, Carlo Trey. What's going on, Carlo?
Buongiorno or buona serata. See, I just that's as far as you're gonna get. No, not much.
Pasta, pizza,
pasta, pizza.
allora.
Yeah. See, but you and I say pizza different. You say pizza, and I say pizza.
Yes,
Pizza.
the enunciation is different.
The TZ thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been on an episode together, but we have a celebratory. We sold a co-working space whiskey to have today.
Yeah.
For one easy payment of hundreds of dollars for shipping to Italy.
Oh my gosh. It was like, I think it's like an $80 bottle, and then it cost 3 times that to get it to me. So that was not worth it. One of those times was, I shit you not only did it cost a bunch to send, when FedEx brought it, I had to pay import taxes. So I had to pay another 70 euros. Yeah. And cash. And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure."
I tell everyone every time I deliver a package, you owe me money.
Yeah, you can only and then like a week later, FedEx sent me a receipt, so it wasn't bullshit. But
okay.
I know.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
That's very sketchy. But I guess they couldn't take a check because what if the check bounced? So
and it was like 76.40 exact change, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, tell us about this whiskey we're having today.
Well, it is from a brand we have never spoken of, Sagamore.
Right.
No, we love Sagamore. It is their 10-year reserve series. It is 110.8 proof. It's 10 years old. It's aged in new charred oak barrels, and it is just rye.
It is a MGP, and it is a blend of they won't say how many, but it is a blend of a few MGP ryes of various mash bills. So that's the best I could find about it.
Oh, is it? So I guess because this one's older, because some of their like 6 and 7 years are all their own distillate now. I know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like the magic with like the Manhattan finish is it's a 4-year rye, and they do a 30-month age extra of all those separate ones. But anyway, this is not. Right. This is a MGP Select. I feel like I haven't even smelled whiskey in at least a couple of weeks. It's very funny.
Smells like a tire shop in a good way.
Got a little citrus on top though. I get that. I get a little bit of a rubber, rubber from tires, a little citrus. It's weird.
Getting a little like strawberry fruit by the foot.
I'm not familiar with your artificial flavors, so I don't know what that
well,
means.
You might in Italy, I'm sure they're just clear and they're made of just strawberries somehow.
Yeah. Turns out. All right. I'm gonna give it a priming. Remember, this is how you get your palate ready.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had a whiskey expert on in a while, so we've been phoning it in.
Bunch of fucking noobs. That's like syrupy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Huh.
That is very woody. The extra few years are
apparent for you.
Possibly not a good thing for it.
Aged for 10 years in new charred oak barrels, which is not always the case with a rye because it's not required. That's why there's a lot of finished ryes too.
I assume it's the same as their, like I think they're all probably new. I don't know.
I don't know, but they don't have to be. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know,
they're making a big deal.
This is like eating a 2x4. Like, it's
wow.
like I don't hate it. But like as much as I love all the other Sagamores, this one is not doing it for me. I don't know. What do you think?
I think priming, like a light sip to prime my helps because it's not it's mellower. It actually has a little bit of what is that? Cointreau, the orange liqueur.
Oh yeah,
that you'll like float margaritas or whatever with. And it has a little bit of that kind of in the front, so it's like a bit syrupy with a like orangey citrus to it.
I wonder if Adam and I have just been doing stuff that's not this high proof too, maybe, and so it's kind of just hitting my mouth.
Kind of a baby. It has. I see what you mean, but I'm almost like feeling like it's a little more like fall leaves. If you were like crunchy, dry leaves, a little more of that, and a light bit of nutmeg on the finish for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's not it's not bad. It's just like, I don't know. Whenever there's a really high standard of like it's my favorite one, I feel like if it doesn't deliver more than that, I'm like pretty critical on it. So,
Well, you know what they say about the best whiskey.
it's the one you like.
It's the one you like. That's
Yeah.
right.
All right. So we've changed the rating system since you've been gone. It is now 0 to 96 headphones.
Or like how many bass strings, you know? Maybe you guys did that since you both play instruments. And is it
no,
4
it's
string and 8 string and whatever.
Yeah, no, our scale is the same. Do you recall the scale? You want to tell the folks at home what it is?
Well, today, Bob, the scale is 0 to 8 tentacles. 0 being terrible, spit it out, throw it away, don't clean your toilet with it. 4, middle of the road, and 8 being amazing, clear the shelves. Was that okay?
All right.
That was my
Yeah,
commercial.
that was good.
Yeah. All right.
It is, for me,
Per me.
Sagamore's still great. This is probably my least favorite Sagamore. It's still good if you can pick it up for cheap and not spend hundreds of dollars shipping it. You probably should. I'm gonna give it a 5, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it would be very unfair for me to apply money paid to value given. So I'll just try to consider it street value at about $80. I don't know, for a 10-year rye that is interesting for 80. I think it's, for me, it's actually pretty good. Per me non c'è male. But I'll just pull out the few words I know that, and I'll extend it through this entire podcast. So you're welcome. I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. You're a rye person, so it's, and I know you like a lot more spice. I don't think this has that.
Yeah, it's not very spicy.
Yeah, I want to say it's a little above average for me. Like, it's tasty. It's a little different. But I don't know, 5.5 to 6, maybe. Like, that's about where I'm at. I mean, if I see Manhattan finish, I'm buying that all day long. This one, I'm like, it's not bad. It's worth having, but I don't know if I'd, strongly recommend.
Yeah, I mean, they might have purposefully made it different, so you're not just like, oh, it's the exact same as like the standard offering. But their standard offering is so good for like $35. It's like, it's almost a disservice to all their other products because they can't, like, it's just so good. But
well, for you in particular, you might as well just buy, 6 bottles of that and be good for the rest of the year, really. Yeah. Unless you've upped your drinking based on the number of children you've brought into your house. I mean, I wouldn't look down upon you.
Well, yeah. We've been trying to drink less, and like you get to the end of the day and all the kids are yelling, you're like, where that wine at? Let's open that wine.
I was gonna say, like, I could I haven't even smelled whiskey in at least a couple of weeks. I mean, it's just not as available, and so way more wine and a bit of gin. Some gin here, make some gin cocktails here and there, and then but wine on the regular. You can get a great bottle of wine between like 8 and 10 euros here. Like where and in Phoenix, at least, we were definitely in the like 15 to 20 range to get something like this is what we'll have regularly. That's fine. Some nicer, but whatever. I mean, 8 to 10, you're getting great stuff. You can get bottles of Lambrusco for $6 that are fresh and great. Oh, I think so. Unfortunately, that's the direction of things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tend to not drink whiskey except for on the show or if I have like some people over, because then it's a conversation piece of like, look, I have a lot of whiskey. Let's try some. I can tell you about them.
Insane amount of whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah.
When this thing wraps up, you're going to have like a garage full of just booze or something, boxes and boxes, because you can't fit it all on the shelf.
I give them away, so like I'm doing okay, not having too much, but yeah, I got a lot.
Every time you go to like your parents' lake house, you got to take a couple of cases.
Yeah, I give my dad like at least 4 to 6 every time he comes here or I go there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm sure he enjoys that. Are you still driving his car around?
I am. Yes.
Frequently. Yeah, that's a good trade.
Well, yeah. So the only problem is like I'm too old and out of shape for like how small and low to the ground it is. Um, and so I'm like, because I sometimes like we had a couple flat tires, and like a ton of stuff where like Caitlin's taking the kids somewhere and I need to take Finn to school or whatever. Um, and so I'm like, wow, this is not super convenient to like put a car seat in the back of this 2-door convertible.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
so I was looking at some other cars. We were trying to find something that has a front bench seat so that our dog could sit in the front with us, and then the kids can all sit in the back. Um, that is really hard to find unless you want a suburban size vehicle, which I don't love.
No.
The only option is a Defender, like the one we had, that we took to
Yeah, didn't
All
love
Things
that.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprisingly smooth riding, but it's kind of for like a Land Rover vehicle, it's not super luxurious. And then
Yeah, a lot of plastic in there.
yeah, the middle seat though is like the headrest is so high you can't use your rear view mirror, and you can't like see in the back really, and like that's kind of a deal breaker. So
Yeah, leave it to the Brits to break the whole system.
yeah, so because that we thought that would be a good option, and I'm like, so we found one that like we were gonna get that's up in New Jersey, and then we were like, hey, that's too far to go on a like we don't love this car. So yeah, still waiting for the Scout. Possibly interested in an R2 this year if they come out like they're supposed to.
The R3s look really cool too, but those are, I know, small.
Yeah, I need something bigger.
Those Chinese, like now that I have access to Chinese vehicles, I've looked at some of those too, because
Those are nice.
There's some really nice like Chinese cars. So what is it called? Like BYD is the main brand, and then there's some offshoots from that, and then there's the big electronics company, not Ziwei, but another one that is like coming out with a crazy luxurious SUV. Or I guess they have it in China already, and then they're starting to sell in other places. They're going to go to Canada.
Tariffs, there's like no point in even trying to sell them here.
No, that's always been the point. Like we've kept them out based on tariffs because I mean they can subsidize their industry and make the price points very nice. But instead, you get Ford. You get a Ford Mach-E. Enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean that's my biggest problem too. Is I'm like I would love to have something electric, but I don't know if that's feasible. Like I think probably what I'm looking at now is maybe doing like the cheapest Bronco I can find, like the new Broncos, not a classic Bronco.
Right.
And then just driving that until the Scout comes out in like 2030 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that might be.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Anyway, let's bring it back. We're not into
this.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about automotive technology, of which we know very little. If only we could get into like auto hacking. I always found that like very interesting, but I'm like super scared to basically destroy a car. Like, oh, I hack into it, make it better. Nope, and now it's a brick.
Yeah.
It's a big brick.
I used to. I had a tuner for my Mustang. And I would, it was Bluetooth, which was scary as fuck. Because if you're in the middle of like changing stuff and it goes like, I'm not connected, then your car is bricked.
Yeah.
Like you can usually still fix it, luckily, if you can get it to connect back and stuff. But I'm like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, you take a lot of risk.
Yeah.
There's a whole
get one that plugs in, guys. The Bluetooth connection is not the move.
Yeah. I remember looking into like car pies, basically a Raspberry Pi set up for your car. And it's meant to be like not modern cars. But I was like, there's just too much of a possibility that software fucks up the whole car. So, Speaking of software, what about web development?
So I know next to nothing about this, but I saw the headline. Astro was acquired by Cloudflare, which is cool.
It is cool.
Big fans of Astro.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great thing. I mean, I think it was hard to define a business model otherwise. And they're making a great product, so it makes sense. Cloudflare is it seems like a natural landing place, maybe more than like Bun to Anthropic to a degree, but other than I guess
Cloudflare, I think is like has similar ideals of like, let's make a multi-page application and like make it fast to go between them using some like special hacks we have and like
Yeah, and
stuff
like
like
being
that.
very minimalist in it, and like using all of this sugar to attach it together. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense there. It's good for them to continue to be supported. It's good. Cloudflare has had their, I don't know, a few issues recently, so it buys some good favor, I think, too. I think to a degree is probably Acquihire as well. Like,
Yeah, I think Cloudflare, it's interesting. Them and like Verizon when they had their outage recently.
yeah,
I feel like all of those just show people how widespread the company is. Like when Cloudflare goes down and you can't access any of the internet, you
yeah.
would think the stock would go down and they'd be fucked. But what happens is people go, "Oh my god, they control the whole internet," and the stock goes up. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just like US East 1 going down or having problems, and the other half of the internet goes down. You're like, oh, this is all very much in very few places.
yeah. Well, don't worry, we're building as many data centers as we can here. So
Trying to, at least. I mean, that is caught up in lots of bureaucracy for sure.
yeah,
When we were staying in Tucson before taking off for Italy, there was a lot of news around like Tucson community feeling like it was a win, where they like voted against putting a AWS data center there, and because it uses too much water, and blah blah blah. And
well,
it
that's a
does.
specific Arizona. Yeah, that's a problem.
It is kind of a problem in Arizona, but we can sell all the water to like Saudis and stuff, and that's okay. So yes, but also like selective morality. Then they can take up farmland and grow alfalfa sprouts, and that's okay. But an actual American business also taking advantage of resources is not like it's just there's a face on one and there isn't on the other.
Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints here. Like they put in tons of like Ashburn area is just like all data centers, and
right, yeah.
everyone voted for that, and it's good for them because I don't know if it reduces their. I think it was like the average. It reduced their property taxes by 40% or something. Was like
Wow.
the deal they got out of it. And but the problem now is they're putting in giant power lines everywhere and just taking people's land to do them because they have to. And they're like, you can't put that giant power line in my backyard. And like, well, actually, you guys all voted for this thing, and yes, we can. So
Yeah, eminent domain. Enjoy. You don't actually own anything, so
yeah, no, you don't.
You own this property, but just kidding. You're going to pay rent on it forever in the form of tax. So
Yeah,
enjoy that.
you own the physical materials the house was built with. You don't own anything else.
Yeah. You bought some land, but you're going to pay tax on it forever. Yeah. What an interesting thing the tax system has managed to do. And there's no more lands to conquer to escape tax. So here we are. Mars.
No, I guess Greenland won't be conquered right now, but
Will it not? Because I don't know. I am.
The headline today was he backed down from that, and the stocks were all up today because he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to do that."
Yeah. By the way, I won't start another war or something.
Yeah.
I guess that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's wild, and it's very interesting being outside of the U.S. and seeing U.S. news. Just being, just
I imagine
sitting
it makes
and
us
seeing.
look even stupider than it does here.
Or just, it's just reflective of whatever it is, stupid or not stupid. I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I still think the majority of it is actually not as stupid as it looks. It's just all, based on profits, and we don't understand the system.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a means to the end. It's not arbitrary by any means.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to talk about this. Everything is a loop. Have you ran a Ralph loop yet?
I have not. Yeah, I mean, I'm always like a couple weeks to a couple months behind the like whatever's trendy. And Adam tells me about all the stuff like the day it comes out.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, okay, well, haven't tried it, but no, I haven't done that. I've been having good success with like no customization whatsoever and just telling open code what to do. And it's like, got you.
Does
So,
it
like, I
matter
don't-
what model you're using, or?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I mean, I guess you still can't use the Claude like Max
Mine
or whatever?
works.
Or did they put it back? Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. So got rug pulled basically is what I felt also.
Yeah.
Had been using that, and then there was a workaround, and that worked for about 4 hours. And then I was like, well, yeah, I got to see how this all shakes out. So then I, like everybody else, went to go try, Codex and GPT-5.2 and GLM 4.7, and okay, let's load Gemini and just whatever for now. But see, yeah, and it's an interesting thing because like it worked just fine in Claude Code. I just don't like that interface as much. I'm used to
Yeah.
the open code interface
Yep.
and my own customizations. And so you go over there and you're like, ugh, like at least as far as like using that harness in the terminal. So, but I don't know, it was a day or so. It was like over a long weekend, and I went back and tried it, and it was like working again. So I don't
Oh,
know if
okay.
that's just I'm super special but it has been working. And I've been going back and forth between GPT-5.2 and Opus 4.5, just kind of compare and contrast in case it happens again.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what model have
Okay.
you been using then?
Well, I've been just paying for open codes in and then using the so I've been using Warp too. So I got like Warp subscription and I've
Yeah.
been going back and forth. I still think the best results I get are from Claude Sonnet 4.5 with open code. That's what I'm typically using. I'll have to try the API key again to see if it works now. We can use it at work now, which is fun because they had an official partnership with GitHub, so you can use like Copilot to like
Yeah.
power it. So I can do that because we're allowed to use Copilot, and so loophole, I can use
Yeah,
open code
yeah,
at work.
that's funny. Yeah, so I mean, I do have a team plan through work, so I don't know if that's a loophole compared to normal Max subscribers, but yeah, we have a team premium, I guess is what they call it when you're on team, but it's essentially Max and gets a bunch of. So I don't know if that is the difference. If it's not working for you, that could be the difference, but
Well, I haven't tried it since the news hit. I've just been
yeah,
doing other stuff since then.
which is
I would
kind
like
of
to
like.
have open code black, but I guess Dax doesn't like me that much, so I'm still on
No.
the wait
You
list.
know what he likes? He has a child now too, so he likes $200 a month. That's what he likes. I'm not paying for any of this shit. I got to be honest. Like, so, there's a big
Yeah.
difference there too. I have some budget, so I had open code Zen and was putting some money in when I was trying a few other models that way too. It's nicer than like open router and that kind of stuff. Yeah, but the Ralph loops I have run have been just, running Claude to the CLI because like when people were talking about all that stuff, I was kind of like, yeah, but I don't know, I don't know which of you are the latest like crypto weirdo trying to pitch me some weird shit, so I don't quite trust it. But once Matt Pocock
It's just a
started
for
talking
loop.
about it,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, I get it. It's a for loop that runs like, especially when Matt Pocock started talking about it, and it was just like, just create a bash script and it does this.
Well,
And I
did
was
it
like,
need to be him or was it just his voice that convinced you?
both. Yeah. I mean, he owns the voice, so that's what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be both. But like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's a good teacher, like a good speaker in that way. And then when he started speaking to this subject, it just kind of clicked with me, and I was like, okay, now this makes sense. And read a couple articles. You can mess with the like Ralph once, so you're just kind of practicing and see what happens. Then it's interactive mode, and then okay, here's YOLO mode. And then I tried to like write one that was open code working, but there's kind of not a one-to-one mapping. So I just was like, I don't know, later. I have seen where a few people have like put out stuff to do it with open code, but if you're away from keyboard anyway, who really cares?
That's fair.
Yeah. So done it, and it wrote a desktop app in Tori, and it does build and fires up and does a couple of things, but doesn't totally work. There's tons of things that are broken. So I'd say it was like a 50% run, but it was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it doesn't really matter if you're doing a Ralph loop or anything. I guess there's more manual prompting if you're not to like
Yeah.
make sure it's doing what you want, but I think you end up with kind of the same result. And like I built a podcast toolkit thing, which I need to share with you. But like for doing all the podcast stuff, like you want some art. Whoops, just spilled my whiskey everywhere. That's
Okay,
good.
maybe you want to address that.
Yeah, just to say.
This is so this is what happens when I convince Robbie to have a higher proof whiskey. He becomes a sloppy old man, and you know, the results are hopefully it doesn't destroy any electronic equipment. But I get to finally speak openly. He can't control me anymore. Oh, he's back. Yeah, and so Robbie is an
I mean, I heard you
excellent
the whole
co-host.
Oh,
And
now
I
I'm
really
putting my desk down on accident.
oh God, have another Mr. Wagner.
No, I think it's just like, I think there's a hotkey for like, just put it down to
Yeah,
all the way. Yeah.
excellent.
Put it back up.
This episode is brought to you by, I don't know what your desk is.
B-Flow?
Autonomous or oh yeah, you still have the B-Flow. Yours was the
Yeah.
one that worked.
Yeah,
this
I
episode,
paid for mine.
Yeah, this episode is not brought to you by B-Flow because they sent me a broken product twice. It was very nice.
They have nice
aesthetically
stuff, though.
pleasing. Yeah, it was aesthetically pleasing. I mean, I basically got sent a return, and that was like most of the problem. I guess it's not like totally their fault. They tried. Swing and a miss, but they tried. Also, it was giant, so I couldn't take it overseas. It's like a nice desk, though, in that sense. I can't even really tell the name of the one that I bought here. It's very much like the autonomous one, but called something else and out of Germany. I don't know. It works. They had a lot of different sizes. They have European sizes because many rooms are smaller here. So,
Okay. All right. So now I need to pour some more whiskey.
yeah, do that. So everything's a loop. But I think, so here's the thing, is whether it's one prompt at a time, whether it is customize skills to help your context window be more efficient. The loop, the intention is that the loop is fresh context every time, and then it can just read a progress doc and your PRD and say, okay, these 4 are done. The progress doc said you did these things, and I have fresh context. And so because polluted context is where things get bad. If your sessions run too long, things get bad. So I like
But if you
all
have no
of
context, then it doesn't know what it's building.
yeah, and then it starts at 0. So, well, it has reference points, right? It has your PRD, it has your code base, it has whatever sort of agent setup you have, whatever skills you have. Like, I don't know. I think there's ways to sort of load it up. The whole point of the conversation is, but first of all, is that, you know, I think loops are interesting. I'm going to continue to explore them and or other new things like that. It's imperfect, but it's interesting. And that our jobs are changing in this way. I think our jobs are changing this way. When we talk about DX and developer tools, as we have, this is actually gone from crypto, which was a technology that has been used in a way that makes people distrusted. And, you know, it's a financial vehicle in a different way, or blockchain. I guess I should say blockchain, not crypto. So blockchain is the technology. Crypto had sort of one intention and was applied in many other ways. This had that possibility, and I think you still have people talking about it in a way they don't really know, and they're marketing it weird and trying to make money. But I do think it's a tool for web development where we've all been elevated to kind of like tech leads. And it's important to understand how the pieces fit together. And we've been forced into like a product engineer role because planning is a huge part of success. And it's funny for me to say this because I was a self-taught person and took that path. But I think this kind of stuff is going to close the entry. I think it's still very worth getting a CS degree or getting CS learning because I think engineering understanding is pretty key. I don't know if universities still, have everything there though, because they don't really give you real world experience. So I don't know how we fill that void, but trying to be like a hobbyist turned professional will be very challenging in the future. I think trying to get in that way.
I think the only real programming is going to be building the AI tools and the new models and stuff. So like algorithms still very applicable. Like definitely
Yeah.
learn data structures and algorithms and stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, you know, taking a class on HTML and CSS or something, no way do you ever need to do that again.
Unless you want to build your own library in order for, for the tool to use, I guess. Like there's a nuance that you could do. There's some hobbyist aspects of that. I think systems design is actually highly important. I think like scaling exercises, things of that nature, like, yeah, those are all pretty important. It's going to be hard. Like there's no boot camp that gives you that,
No.
So,
Yeah, Adam and I were talking about the general like, you know, software engineer path, right? And it's like, oh yeah, so like it's kind of fucked everybody. Like juniors can never progress or learn because like you have to be super disciplined to like go learn it instead of just ask AI to like do it for you. Seniors aren't going to mentor you because they don't need you to build the stuff. They can just ask the agent to do it for
Yeah.
them and tell it what to do. And like the whole thing, like nobody's going to code by hand at all, which kind of changes the whole game. And then when you hit that point, I was like, yo, so why do you need any technical knowledge? Like there's going to be a set of people who are really good at prompting for whatever reason, just innate ability. And like, they're going to just kill it. Like they won't be able to tell you what a front end framework is, but they can build you a whole website. And like, at that point, do you care if that person knows anything about the technologies that end up building the website or if it works? Are you cool with it?
Well, okay. Yes and no. I agree and I disagree completely at the same time. I don't think that like a prompt bro is gonna like be a successful professional, like good at it. Doesn't mean they can't get an outcome, but like really good at it. I just think that like the game pieces are changing, or even just the board itself. You like wipe the board and you're like, well, these aren't the pieces I need anymore because it's kind of a different game. So
Yep.
I think understanding like CS principles. I think understanding systems design. I think understanding, how to like take business objectives and user feedback and things like that and translate that into like technical requirements will probably still be a thing. So you'll need to
Right.
kind of know, but you really don't give a shit whether it's written in, Golang or Python. You'll just be like, I need users to be able to access the site and it loads in milliseconds. And then when it goes here, this and this are the important parts for them to get first. And you'll want to, progressively enhance in these ways or whatever. Who knows whatever the terminology will be along the way, but you won't care. I've actually been talking about this a whole bunch. Is sort of like the craft of code might be dying in front of our faces because it was always about like pleasing the human, right? It's like you have the craft and you document appropriately and you're using the most efficient array method for what you're trying to do here, and you're not nesting ternaries because gross and it's hard for me to understand, but it doesn't mean it doesn't fucking work. And also the abstractions that we've added on top of things that end up getting like obfuscated in production anyway. And so it's sort of like, oh, I'm putting this extra work to make the humans happy, but the machines interpret it and they get a different input and interpret it in a different way. So it actually kind of doesn't matter so much. And what does matter? So I think those are the things that are very obviously going to change. I mean, perhaps like a junior today is maybe a apprentice in 3 years, and there's someone who knows how to orchestrate this environment, and they come in to learn how to also orchestrate a similar environment and force multiply in that way. But yeah, like pretty code goes away. People recognizing a framework probably goes away. Like,
Well, I wonder
like,
if JavaScript in general or handwriting JavaScript and TypeScript goes away because
yeah.
it's so like, the Wild West. Same with PHP. Like you have to enforce your own guidelines for
Yeah.
it to like have any sort of structure. And like So something I've been working on with Swatch, I built like a new. Well, I didn't build it. Like OpenCode built it, but like
There you go.
the color picker thing. I don't know if I talked to you about this or just Adam. Did I tell you about it?
You didn't. You mentioned it in a brief side note as I was like trying to change the API stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So the color picker used to be there's an eyedropper built into Chrome, and it's an Electron app, so it will always have Chrome. So I was like, cool, let's use it. And it's pretty bare bones. The Chrome one has like just one big circle with like one dot in the middle, and it's you pick that color. And it does not work on Linux. It will not work on Linux. They refuse to do anything with Linux. And I know why now, because holy shit, is it like so difficult to get it to work? Because like there's so many different things you can have like different I can't even remember the terminology now. Window manager is not the thing. Compositor? Is that it? I don't know. There's so many different things. There's a Wayland
You can
one.
make
There's
up a word, and
there's X11. There's like all these different things that like render shit and tell you what you can do with permissions with the screen and what can record the screen and what it can do and stuff. And that's why Chrome just said, fuck it. We're not going to implement that for Linux. So I decided to do it anyway. And it's not as full featured for Linux because it just like takes a screenshot and then like does it over top of that. And so you can't like get a color from your dock or like things that are slightly outside of the window.
I see.
Stuff like that. But anyway, I was like, yo, OpenCode, make me this thing. Do it in Rust because Rust is cool.
Yeah, Rust is cool.
Yeah, like, and so it built me a totally separate implementation for Mac, Windows, and Linux. It like figured out how to compile it all and put it all into like, then the front end of it is an Electron window that's just a little circle with like a grid of colors. And it works pretty okay.
Except for Swatch is super slow now, though.
It is, yes. So we'll get into that in a minute. But so I learned yesterday when I was trying to get this all to work because I was trying to fix a couple little edge cases and stuff. Like I took all of that code and took it out of Swatch, and I released a package called Hue Hunter that is just for that. And so it's kind of annoying because it has like these assets you have to manually go in your Electron build and say like extra resources and pass it this stuff. And like, I want it to be just you install it and then you just like import it and use it. Like, I don't want the extra steps. So I learned that there's a thing you can use called, let's see, NAPI RS, I guess. NAPI RS. And it is a thing for Rust where you can turn all of your Rust stuff into native Node add-ons.
Jesus.
So it basically compiles it to like C++ or whatever, and then compiles that to like, you know, whatever Node ships. Like, because you know they'll have like the Node JIP thing that like builds stuff.
Yeah.
So it's basically doing that, which once you get into that workflow, Node and Electron and stuff can kind of auto find all the stuff and like do it with no extra like steps in your app. So like that's the next path to go down. Anyway, this is a long-winded answer of like, I think you can tell whatever agent, build me a thing, do it in Rust, use this thing to compile it to Node, and then it gets all of that type checking that's super strict. It can't do anything wrong theoretically. Like it can do things inefficiently or whatever, but
Sure.
It's never going to error. That's what I mean, because that's how Rust operates. And then like put it all in Node, release that as Node modules that you then install in your app. You don't need to write any JavaScript code. You can make it super safe with Rust. Release it all that way. Like that's what my hypothesis.
This is, and I think this is kind of the beauty of AI, is I can't imagine that is a release path that you ever would have kind of come to on your own.
No one would do that without AI, but you get to do a lot of stuff you would have never done.
Yeah. And you don't have to fully understand, you know, the language to kind of get there. Like you get the gist, you know, okay, there are syntax nuances and I don't have to work through that, but I can kind of, you know, the next thing I want to do, I want to add one of those like voice command apps that a lot of people are using in order to just speak through their brainstorms. I think there's like Whisper and there's a couple other open source ones. I'm very intrigued by that because hands-free development, hands-free engineering. That's what I'm going
Adam
for.
was doing that the other day. We were coding some stuff, pairing on some stuff for StarPod and whatnot. And Warp has a little button. You just click a microphone and talk to it.
You're some Warp boys.
I like Warp.
Zach's a good dude. It's just it wasn't sticky for me. It just hasn't. It's never been sticky.
Yeah. I was telling Adam that like it's like a vibes thing because like it's essentially the same as using open code, but it doesn't quite always give me the same quality of result. So it's like
you're like what?
Like they're kind of interchangeable, but yeah, I'm like you. Like I can't really say exactly why, but like I like using open code, and that's like
here has been my recent jam. So I've got a few different things. So I use work trees, and I'll run, like if I'm running multi-agents in the same repo, then I use work trees and I'm in Ghosty, and I'll kind of do that. And then if I don't, like if I'm in a repo where I'm just going to run one thing, I'll open Zed, and then in the terminal within Zed, I run open code. And then
Did you see they have a standalone app now?
Yeah, the desktop app. Yeah, I don't know. I downloaded it and I just don't use it because my stuff, I got to get mad or whatever, frustrated or thrown out for whatever reason to go that route.
Yeah. No, I opened it up and I was like, this is totally different than just like typing in open code and using it. So like, why would I use this? I don't understand.
I know. I feel like we're picking sides a little bit. It's like Adam's doing the desktop app, and Dax is doing the TUI and whatever, and
we all know Dax only codes perfection, so that's
this is what he sold us. He's
and eats meat. He slings bug-free code and eats.
That's
steak.
true. I can respect a man who has eaten a steak like twice a day for months. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I know you're.
We got to follow up with his blood work because he was like, "Yeah, I've been eating 2 steaks a day for I don't know. It was like 6 months or something." And he was
wild.
like, I'm gonna go get my blood work done to make sure I'm not dying. Like, I'd be curious to see
You're
what that
still
said.
quite thin, sir. And Adam is a vegan, and he's jacked. So that's a funny.
Well, he buys peanut butter by the 5-gallon bucket. So
exactly, yeah. So it's a boring lifestyle for sure. He can't live here. You can live here as a vegan and enjoy your life in any way. Everything around you is amazing, and you're like, nah, that's not for me. Oh, there's a fucking egg in that. I can't have that.
Yeah, I guess pasta too. If you had eggs in the pasta, yeah.
Not all, but there's definitely many delicious pastas that have eggs, but also like there's cheese all over the place. The cheese is great.
Oh
yeah.
God, vegan is tough.
Yeah,
I would definitely never do that.
I could do vegetarianism.
Yeah, I basically have to do that anyway.
Days.
So,
oh, you do? Oh right,
yeah, because Caitlin is vegetarian. So yeah, Do you Caitlin's like, you want some meat? You cook it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good with whatever you're cooking.
It's true. Throw some beans and stuff in there, and you're like, I'm good too. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I can have cheese still. All right, I'm on board.
Yeah, and whenever we go out, it's like they're gonna cook the meat better than I would anyway. So I just get meat when we're out.
You added the Claude co-work thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that a little bit because
let me wrap up the Swatch talk just because we're done talking about Swatch. But yeah, it's super slow.
Wrap it up, mother.
I don't know why it's slow. So when you run it locally, which is all I ever do, like running it from dev mode, works perfect. So Adam was showing me like, look, I downloaded Swatch, and I was like, God, that is slow as fuck. What do you like? Is your computer broken? And I was like, oh wait, like so I tried running it. The app you can download, and it is so slow. And I was like, I don't know why. Because I've packaged it. So I was like, all right, maybe it's like just a dev versus prod thing. So I packaged it as a production app without like fully releasing it, like not doing the signing and stuff, like whatever. But it's still the production
side loading or whatever.
Yeah, and it worked. It was pretty okay. Maybe it wasn't as good as dev mode, but it was like not as slow as the released one. And so I don't understand what is happening. Like, I don't know if it's a Vite thing or what. But like,
hard to say. Maybe it's time to move off of Electron.
Well, I mean, I just spent forever getting it to work, but I mean, you might not be wrong.
Tori is in Rust. If you like that.
Well, then I don't even need to compile my stuff to to Node, I can just use it probably, right? Like,
I would think maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically, the base of it is Rust, and then it does the Electron stuff, but Rust. And it's
Yeah.
like smaller. Their whole thing is like it's smaller packaging, it's this and
I
lower
don't
memory,
care.
and
Bro, it's a desktop app. Make it 10 gigabytes. I don't care. You download it one time.
yeah,
Like,
10 gig.
um,
I don't want your stupid 10 gig fucking color app. Are you kidding me? No,
I think it's like 500 megabytes or something, and like 400 of that is Chrome or whatever. Like,
yeah.
but yeah. So I don't know why it's slow. If anyone has any thoughts on that, let me know. Because
How is that going to work for a old 3G phone in Africa?
well, you can't use it on a phone. So
Yeah, well, I guess there's that. I think phone is the path to success, though. Remember, we like saw someone who had like a color app, and they were like, just point like as if you're taking a picture, and then it takes the swatches from there.
yeah,
That's
no, it's
badass.
not. It's not meant to be super successful. It's just for me to play with,
experiment with
Yeah.
this path.
It's
I
my
know.
sandbox. so I
Your
can
life
learn
is like
things.
that. You're like, I want to figure out this problem. I'm going to do an open source thing. Wait, I have a life now. I can't maintain it.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh my god, I finally got release plans set up on Angular Shepherd because every few months, whenever a new
Why are
Angular
you still
version
doing
comes out,
Angular Shepherd though? I thought we agreed that we were
Because,
no longer
like-
doing wrappers.
like millions of people download it. So I'm like,
Well, there's
Why not?
millions of
I don't-
dollars not in your pocket. So like again, what do we need to do wrappers for?
if
Wrappers
it has, well, if it has enough people using it and those people become paying users, like,
okay, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not spending time on it anymore because release plan is set up. I'm like, they're like, oh my god, it doesn't support the new Angular version. I'm like, well, then make it support it, and I'll merge your PR. Like, I'm not doing the work. But I then had to do the releases, and I was like, fuck. So I have to like pull it down and like build it and push it up and stuff. I don't want to do that.
So you got that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
So yeah, Claude Cowork.
Yeah, Cloud Cowork.
Have not used it. I
No,
don't know if you have.
because it's not available to you yet. Actually,
Oh, is it
no. They announced it, and it's not GA yet. And it's part of my super special teams subscription. They sent me an email actually this morning saying that we're getting it tomorrow. So I was like, cool, because there's a couple of open source things. So there's like Claude Bot, CLAWD
Yeah,
bot,
Claude.
which was Cloud, and then there was another like open work, or I don't know. There was like another kind of. Anyway, some other people are trying to do these like desktop apps that connect to your file system and do things. I'm like, I think that's very interesting, but I can't trust a rando to have access to my entire file system
true.
of my computer. So I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them. I'm very interested, but Claudebot, yeah, I don't know. I don't know you, dude. I don't know you, bro. What are you going to do with my shit? So I will start tomorrow.
Yeah, let me know how that is. I think I'm very curious about the like non-coding applications of AI in general. Like, there are pretty easy problems in my opinion that could be solved. Like the problem I now have is we have 1,000 kids. So like I want to book a dinner reservation and like someone else is coming with us. We suddenly have 8 to 10 people. And I'm like, hey, Open Table goes, oh, you have more than 6? Like, oh, can't do it. Like, I want an AI thing that just calls them and goes, hey, fuckers, I got 8 people. Be there in a little bit.
That would be amazing.
I don't know
feel
why they
like-
don't let you just book it in the normal app anyway. But
Yeah. Well, the restaurant probably sets some like boundaries there, and so there's a way around it. I do think that there's efficiencies all over the place in life. I think like some of the improvements that I've been able to make at work, and like, I mean, a slow day is 4 to 6 PRs for me. And I've had days where I'm like 10 plus PRs. Like this, like, so
it's so fast. Yeah.
yeah, you're just 10x, and I think that the quality is decent and all of that, and so I work for a small company. We've been talking across the company, what can we do? And we'll try this, and we're going to try this, and how do we like create things and more efficiencies? One of the very interesting things in R&D recently that I've been doing through these like Claude loops and creating PRDs and talking about like over here we experimented with this. What are the feature differences between this code base and this code base, and it'll come out with a gap analysis. And let me turn this gap analysis now into a feature list, and connecting the ClickUp MCP. All right, so go look at all the tickets, all the tasks we have created, connect the ones that exist to this feature set, and then
I bet that makes ClickUp usable. Because ClickUp was so intimidating without
it's so
AI.
crazy. It's like, yeah, and they keep adding stuff there. And so it's like another Notion to me in a lot of ways. It's like, I thought it was cool, and now it's like too much. But now being able to connect my AI agents to it, and I say, okay, what are the features that are not captured over there? Great, create it. Here's the top task, here's the subtasks. Looks exactly like the PRD that I'm going to run in a Ralph loop. Perfect. And then where I failed is like in a Ralph loop where you're dangerously set, permissions or something to it. And that's not awesome either. So you can do that in a Docker sandbox, but in a Docker sandbox, it doesn't have SSH. It doesn't have your MCP connection. It doesn't have as much.
Yeah.
Because I would love for it to like isolate things. Even so, you have a sandbox, you don't need a work tree, but like you should create a branch, you should connect your progress to this ClickUp thing. I'm not quite there yet through our full process, but it's really interesting the way that you can like move faster through these normal pseudo agile practices. I think we kind of killed agile in a lot of ways.
Did you see what Adam was talking about with Vibe Kanban?
I saw he posted a link, and no.
So it's basically I'm unclear on the details. I think you have to create the Kanban board, like the tickets, and then you're like, yo, just execute this project. And it's like, what if like GitHub projects or whatever was just that? Like you could just be like, build you just spec it out, and then you go, you know what? Done. Just implement it.
That's what Matt Pocock does apparently with his Ralph loops. So he'll like have them connect to like GitHub issues and just do the issue, just loop through issues. I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about trying to figure out how to do that on Shepherd.
Does that not get expensive?
I don't know what kind of he works for Vercel or did work for Vercel, so I don't know. Probably not for him.
Yeah, so he's not doing his own just like courses. He has a job now.
I thought he did work for Vercel, so I don't know.
I haven't talked to him since we talked to him on the show, so I don't know.
I've been drinking brown. Yeah. And I haven't had it recently, so.
Yeah, I haven't thrown the rest of mine on the floor. Interestingly,
I've been throwing it into my liver. Let's see how that works. I have this
black like desk mat, and it spilled on that, and everywhere the whiskey touched, like all the color is gone from the desk mat, which is interesting.
What's that doing to my insides right now? Making them last forever.
Do you see that experiment someone did where they had like a petri dish of like bacteria, and they put one drop of whiskey on it, and it just all died instantly?
I have seen that.
Taylor Poindexter like reposted it and was like, "This is why I drink whiskey."
Well, she seems quite healthy. So
yeah.
Food for thought there. Stop eating. Well, never mind. I was gonna say stop eating beefaroni, but
I don't eat beefaroni.
Ass doesn't do that.
Did buy some. They have Where's Waldo SpaghettiOs now. Got some of those for Finn because he's very into Where's Waldo. So
you fed him cancer.
Well,
how do you feel about it?
He doesn't like any foods. Like we're just now getting him to eat Dino Nuggies.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, just eat kid foods that are unhealthy. Like I don't, as long as it's not bread.
I don't care. As long as you're just like eating, just fucking eat at this point. Let's go to McDonald's again. I don't know. Shit.
Won't even do that. Although he is interested now that I told him that Happy Meals have toys. He was like, "Tell me more about the toys."
For sure. It's like you get the toy once you finish the 4 nuggies.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah, take the
Yeah.
toy away until they're
Oh,
done.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't touch that shit until they finish the primary, nutrient source or whatever. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least our McDonald's is a little healthier, but we still do McDonald's sometimes. It's
Yeah.
amazing
But
that
they
I
have to
moved.
use real ingredients at least. So
It tastes better. I'm not gonna lie. It is better. There's a couple of
yeah.
weird things. It's better.
So I started watching let me see, I'm gonna get it wrong. 11/22/63.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Have you
I don't
watched
know what
that?
that means. I don't. I don't even know what
Okay.
that means.
So it's apparently a Stephen King book that was turned into a
Mm.
Netflix show.
Hmm.
But it's about like time traveling. Like this guy is supposed to time travel back
yeah.
to prevent JFK's assassination.
Mm.
But anyway, the point I was going to bring up is like they're like when you go back in time, like one of the things you're really going to notice is the food is so good. It's like, yeah, because it's before we had like all this fake bullshit.
Yeah, right. And the stuff your grandma made doesn't exist anymore because the flour is different. And
They have an Italian flour now that's like from the only
the double
non-GMO,
zero.
like not hasn't been altered wheat. And so they're like the bag is like this size. Like normal flour is like this size and it's like this size and it's like $8 and normal flour is $4.
It's
And I'm
like 79 cents here. Like the
Yeah.
basic farina
because
Yeah.
it's not shipped anywhere. They
zero.
just package
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah, it's just here. It's
yeah,
already
but
here.
yeah, it's I was like, you know what? I'd love to do that because then it's all not modified stuff and theoretically healthier. Because like you can go to Italy and eat as much pasta as you want and not gain weight. So it's definitely a thing.
It's
But
not just the walking.
we ain't got the money for
sure.
that.
No. Ain't nobody got time for that. Listen,
Yeah.
if you just half the size of your house, then maybe you have the money for that.
Well, I mean,
it's all
you
just
have
choices,
to have
bro.
2 offices and a wine cellar. Like you can't. not
Yeah,
have that.
just like if you're gonna be middle class in Trump's America, then you need 2 offices and a wine cellar. You have a gym too, so don't fucking undersell yourself.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you never need to leave the house, which is actually kind of my dream. Like if I move back and move into Virginia next to you, and I will have all of those things because I don't want to leave the fucking house. Like who cares?
Yeah, there's a house down the street that will still be for sale if you move back. They're trying to
Probably.
sell it for like, I don't know, 3.8 million or something.
It'll
And
probably
like,
be like 6 million, but like super devalued by the time I would move back. So
no, the most expensive house in the neighborhood I think is like 1.9, and it's like theirs is like 3.8 or something, and I'm like, guys, this is not
what are
going to
you
work for
doing?
you.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
What market are you looking at? You
I don't know.
remember? You remember what it was like 4 years ago, and you're trying to keep it. It's just not happening. Enjoy.
Yeah. I think the market's going to just tank at some point, but
I think it probably will, and then we'll have a slow burn up to normal.
yeah, hopefully they
why I'm
don't change
kinda-
our school district because that's like the only thing keeping property values up here. So
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm really glad that I'm mostly out of the property game, except for the one that I hate the most. So that's fun. Yeah,
yes, how's that going?
Terrible, from bad to worse.
No.
I mean, just constantly. So we have a property in Tucson. To remind those who may not have seen previous episodes, we have a property in Tucson. My mother-in-law lives there. We
Check out the episode where Chuck was working with the water heater. It's a good one.
Oh yeah, where it explodes and burns my body. That's amazing. That's super fun. Yeah, so that's my time there, like constantly. I mean, I don't know. Have I spoken on here about how because of my in-laws, there's a lien on the property? Have I ever talked about that? The IRS has a lien on it.
I don't know if you talked about it on the show. You definitely mentioned it to me.
I mean, okay. So I don't care. Like full transparency. My former surgeon father-in-law is not anymore, and many other things occurred because of that. And one of those is I was advised to put my mother-in-law on the property to help get a better rate. And then so she's like on the
Did it
property
help?
loan. I mean, I guess they told me it did. They were like, it's still 6.5 because it was an investment property at the time. Now it is a primary residence because I don't live anywhere else in America, but I can't refinance it because the IRS has a lien on it due to
Oh,
unpaid back taxes because a surgeon didn't pay his taxes. Simple as that. We're working through that problem. And so anyway, so there's that. And then we were like Airbnb because it was sold as a great Airbnb and kind of wasn't. And then we had like some tenants and then other tenants and then more tenants and then no
I
tenants.
hate tenants.
I also hate Airbnbs. So it's sort of like the
Yeah.
larger one has been an Airbnb for a while, and that's been okay. And then we had like my mother-in-law and another tenant and the smaller one, and he's moving out now. So cool. Hate it all. Hate it all.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing that will tell you like how shitty humans can be more than being some sort of landlord or having to deal with any kind of tenants because they are just like you're just like, bro, like this is common sense. Like, why are you being this big of an asshole about, XYZ? And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like I hate that you exist. Like this is the worst.
What I'm getting is like, hey, I'm gonna move in 2 weeks. I'm like, well, you have 2 more months on your lease.
Yeah,
Like,
so you're gonna
it'd
pay
be
it.
it'd be real cool if you just let me out now. And I'd be like, it'd be real cool if you just gave me money right now.
Yeah, like you can
what do
leave, but just pay for 2 months right now.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but your financial obligation is this.
Yeah. Well, we have learned from having a company and owning a building that like it doesn't matter what the paper says. If it's less than like 20 grand that you owe, ain't nobody paying that. Like, now I don't know if this guy knows that, but like, if you know that the system is stacked to where like no one's going to pay for lawyers to figure that out, then you just leave.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Comcast goes, hey, you owe us a shitload of money. You go, no, I don't. And they're like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, okay, come at me.
Good luck. I'm going to dissolve that fake company I had anyway. Enjoy.
Yep. Yeah, I keep getting automated calls. It's like, this is the Comcast billing department looking for your accounts payable or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what company you're looking for. Never heard of ShipShape.
ShipShape Holdings, or what were you looking for? This is not ShipShape
ShipShape
Holdings.
Motors, probably.
Yeah, ShipShape Motors. I'd call them. Go ahead. That's a like shell company. I've ever seen one. All right.
Okay. Yeah,
Anyway.
we are overtime here. Is there anything else on here that we need to talk about? No, not really.
Need is, I mean, I want to talk about video games. I want to talk where games are going. What's the Steam machine going to do, and how's it going to affect gaming as a whole? I'm very excited.
Is this a new Steam thing?
Yeah, you don't know the Steam machine?
No,
Holy
I don't.
fuck. They're
I don't
putting
like
out their
Steam.
own, like, I get that. And I have, like, ROG stuff, and I have the ROG Alley versus the Steam Deck.
I thought they
and
already
whatever else.
had I thought they already had something like this.
No, it's a console / gaming PC. What will be really interesting is like the price point. So like people have said $600, $1,000, whatever else. I don't know. I think this is like great for gaming though, at least for.
So why not just buy an Xbox though? If it's 1,000,
Because
is it better quality?
Because it's a closed platform. It's a closed platform. What do you
Well,
get?
you have to play
Xbox?
most games on Windows anyway. So like,
well, this is
what I've
Steam
been
OS.
doing is
This is Steam OS, which the Steam Deck is Linux based, and Steam OS probably has to be. And so much stuff goes through Steam. I don't know.
But
I
it
feel
runs
like
in some kind of emulator or something because most games are just made for Windows.
Yeah, well, I think this is a win.
They're just running. They sell you $1,000 computer that runs Wine and it boots up the Windows.
Maybe
do people still
maybe
use
they-
Wine? That was like what we used to
I remember
use.
that,
Like,
but yeah, I remember that. I don't know, but it looks very intriguing. And so PlayStation has acquiesced and those Spider-Man games came out on Steam, which
really?
I got for my son, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" I'm like, "Yeah, this feels like the next stage. Like most of the games you want to play are probably going to be Steam released, but you can also
Well,
like,
I'm Team Dax in that I ain't never buying another hardware product. Like, I'm just gonna stream the games. Like, he streams everything. He has a MacBook that he like does his development on, but he streams a Linux machine to his like
right?
MacBook or
You
whatever.
think that's going to work for gaming?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, he
I
uses
want
it
to
for
see that.
games. I mean, it didn't work super well the few times I've tried it, but I feel like it has to be like it'll get good enough at some point. Like, if you have
I
five
want to see.
gigabit Ethernet,
Gaming is the outlier because it's
yeah.
resource intensive.
And I guess like if you have any sort of hiccup, like if you're playing against someone, like it's
Yeah.
competitive, and you have
Yeah.
any sort of internet hiccup, it will just not work.
It's so annoying that like my alley when I was playing handheld, I was playing FIFA, and it was like okay, but the frame rates had to be kind of low, and then anything online was like fucking garbage. So I bought an external GPU just to do that. And then I was like, well, if I want to play any modern games, I'm like 10 years behind, so it's not hard to please me. I got some I do like that all these marketplaces have these games for like $4 here and there. I bought a bunch of Batman games and all that stuff, and they work pretty decently because I'm 10 years behind. Play any modern game like FC 26, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need the GPU. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So,
Yeah, I have the Xbox Game Pass, so you just like pay for that every month and get like all the games basically.
yeah.
And I
Your
think
kid-
that works okay. But
Kids don't need to go to college. It's fine. It's overrated.
well, college isn't going to be a thing by the time they go. So
I don't think so either. I think
No.
5 to 10 years.
I think
Shit.
it's. I would love to see. I mean, I think this is the best case scenario of everything just going back to local apprenticeships. Like, you're gonna learn how to be a beef farmer. You're gonna do it from a farmer. You're gonna learn how to like fix. I mean, it won't be cars because cars will all be electric. There won't be a like internal combustion motor that you need to figure out how to fix. I don't know. Whatever the thing is, I think it's gonna be like local little jobs like that, or just a ton of people farming through Agentic AI, like trying to get everything to just sling out whatever. And I don't know. I don't love it, but we'll hope for the best.
Yeah. You ain't got to love it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
We're at time, so thanks everyone for listening. If you liked it, subscribe. Do it. Subscribe right now and leave reviews.
Click.
Yeah. Leave a review that says, I hated it, 1 star. Would love that.
Say, this would be great, but Robbie, not so much. Noche male. Noche
All
male.
right. All right. Peace.